Joining me now from Washington, D.C. is our correspondent, Kethevane Gorjestani. Kethevane, just take us through what the next steps will be with this vaccination program.
Well, as you said, this first batch of the vaccine is going in priority to those healthcare workers and nursing home residents. But even among these people, there are people that are getting it first. That's because the healthcare workers plus nursing home resident groups, that's about 24 million people. This first batch of the Pfizer vaccine that is being shipped as we speak is about 2.9 million doses. So it's really a sliver of this group. And so the first shipments arriving this morning in the United States started with the large hospitals. Over the next couple of days, you're going to have smaller rural hospitals as well as those nursing homes. But you're going to see some of these ICU nurses, like this first woman that got vaccinated in New York, as well as the people who work in emergency rooms, those who are really on the front line in the fight against COVID, because these hospitals have to make some choices as to who they vaccinate first. But authorities hope that they can vaccinate at least the first of the 2 shots necessary, those 24 million people in this first priority group before the end of the year, so that they can move on to some of the next groups, possibly some of the frontline workers that are not necessarily healthcare workers. I'm thinking about firefighters, for example, police officers who are in contact with the population but don't fit in the category of healthcare worker.
Now, the other big news story of the day in the US, Kethevane, of course, is the Electoral College, which officially votes this Monday in what will be the last step in finalising Joe Biden's win over Donald Trump. But it comes as the president continues to insist that his battle to retain the White House is not over.
Exactly, and this is why we're paying so much attention to these electoral college votes, because usually this is a step that Americans don't really pay close attention to. It just happens, it's very symbolic, and people don't even talk about it. But because Donald Trump is still refusing to concede this, it has taken on a very important role, and so all eyes are right now on those 50 states plus Washington, D.C., and how those electors are going to cast their ballots. 4 states have already cast their ballots. The first one was Vermont, with its 3 electors going to Joe Biden. Tennessee following with all its 11 votes for Donald Trump. And you're going to see that happening throughout the day, with the last state being Hawaii, voting at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which is about 1 a.m. in Paris. And at the end of that, you're going to have the confirmation of these electoral college votes, giving Joe Biden the victory. But it's not exactly the end of this process. These electoral votes are now going to be transferred to Congress here in Washington, where you're going to have the new Congress sworn in on January 3rd. On January 6th, this new Congress will officially count these electoral college votes, and that's where you might see the last fight, the final fight of Trump allies, where some Republicans are saying they're going to try to challenge those votes, but with the Democrats controlling the House, this is probably not going to go anywhere, and so we will see Joe Biden being inaugurated on January 20th.
Kethevane Gorjestani from Washington, thank you.